All right, so we're going to play a game with our favorite dub hockey correspondent here, Chris Sinclair, who's in Ottawa. Are you ready for this one, Chris?
Born ready.
All right, we're going to put you on the spot. You have
Okay,
no idea what's coming.
not a clue.
Okay, so being the Ottawa reporter, you have specialized on the team, and they're in a playoff spot as we record this, and they have four games remaining, one before the World Championship break versus Boston, which will be quite the rematch, three after. So, do the Ottawa Charge make the playoffs this season? Yes or no?
This is going to be a hot take. I am going to say that despite this win, they will not make the playoffs.
Okay, and you're going to have to give us an explanation for that.
When you look at their play, their inconsistent play all season long, they haven't been able to string together multiple wins all season long. They only now have one more game, and then there's a break, and then they only have three more games following that break. And that break, just like it happened the last time with the international break, came at a really inopportune time, and they came out of that break and lost. So when you also look at the fact that they're playing against Montreal, Minnesota, and Toronto to close out the season, those are two teams who are, well, one that's already clinched in Montreal, one that will likely clinch soon in Toronto, and then Minnesota, who's going to be fighting for with Ottawa for that playoff spot. I just don't see it happening this year with their inconsistencies, especially being such a penalized team.
Wow. So a little bit pessimistic view from over there. Do you want to tell us about the World Championships? Yeah, it does. I don't think any team is, loving the where it's falling here in the schedule, but how does this affect Ottawa specifically?
Yeah, I would say so. It kind of, I think in this case, it's kind of both sides. You could kind of make a case for it on both sides. One is that it obviously gives now, especially more of, in prior seasons, you had Gabby Hughes going, Savannah Harmon going, you had, Haley Scamora going, you had a lot more of the team going to participate. Not to say that there aren't a lot of team members this year, um, but I would say in this case, this break actually may be really beneficial for this club a lot more of this club is going to be able to stick together through the break. And what really is interesting, when you think about a break for the team, for the members or the players of the team that aren't going overseas or aren't playing in this tournament, you kind of think, what are they up to? Like, it can't be that difficult for them. But this gives them an opportunity to work on those finer details with, in this case, assistant coach Haley Irwin, who will be able to dive in and spend a little bit more time individually with these players to help them in uncovering maybe some of the things that she's observing, some of the things that they've observed from upstairs in terms of their individual performances. But I also think on the flip side, the players who are going, obviously you have the standard ones, like the ones who always go, Jenner, Clark, in this case, Serdachny as well. I also think having a player like Sevelainen play in this tournament, as well as a big one, is going to be Gwyneth Phillips. We can talk about her until we're blue in the face. She's a fantastic goaltender and is going to absolutely benefit every time she has the opportunity to take part in these tournaments, best on best, and to be able to come back to the Ottawa team after these tournaments for players like Phillips is just going to be so beneficial, so important. And that's why I think that, while this break doesn't necessarily come at the best time, there are still a lot of positives that you can kind of take away from that. But again, like I said before, I still don't think it's going to help them get into the playoffs. But I'm happy to be wrong. I've been wrong a bunch of times, and trust me, I would love to be covering playoff hockey here in the nation's capital. But again, I don't think that's gonna happen, even despite the fact that they have this huge opportunity to represent their countries abroad in Czechia.
Interesting hot take, but we're a lot of things have repeated from last year as far as storylines, and maybe the four teams that make the playoffs could be another repeat, or if Ottawa has anything to say about it, it won't be a repeat. We definitely circle that game against Minnesota as one of the most important games for both teams. It might be the make or break.